my goodness, I'm dropping everything. I'll pick that up later. Okay. All right. I know, it's nice to sit down for a few minutes, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Holy doodle.
You guys talk amongst yourself.
Yeah,
we're just gonna rest.
What a time we've had and are having.
Yeah.
It's been, it has been full on.
It's been a bit of a lot.
It's been a bit of a lot, yes. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Where do we begin? I guess we could begin with an introduction. We could start there, and then we could let them just stitch, and
good.
We'll just sit here.
Do you think they drop what they're doing for the introduction though?
No,
Okay.
probably not.
It's like, who are these fools?
I wouldn't.
Who are these
Who are these fools? I am Caroline. My name's Caroline. Hello, welcome. I'm the owner. Okay, we're gonna start that again. Take two. Happy Friday, crafty friends. My name's Caroline. I'm the owner of Evertote.
Oh, and I'm Kerri. I'm the owner and dyer of Roxy Floss.
And we are recording here in London, Ontario, Canada at the Evertote Roxy Floss Co workshop
On Friday the 13th.
It is the 14th, I think, isn't it?
No, it's the 15th.
It's Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
I didn't see a lot of bikes, like motorcycles on the road this morning, but I usually see a lot living down by Port Stanley. Oh, okay. That's a good idea. So every time the 13th of the month falls on a Friday, Port Dover, which is on Lake Erie, one of the Great Lakes, there's a big gathering, thank you, of motorcycle enthusiasts. And so the roads are quite busy, especially down by where I live, because I'm down not too far from the shore of Lake Erie as well. So there's a lot of motorcycle traffic.
Yeah.
There wasn't at 8:30 this morning.
Well, that's good. You managed to get to work okay.
Yeah.
And officially now, we have taken over the entire building.
We have.
We are now in the entire building here.
Yeah.
We don't have a brick and mortar. We don't have a storefront per se. We are 100%, well, 99% online. We do offer local pickup. But yeah, we are like a creative beehive.
Creative yellow brick beehive.
Yeah, yellow brick beehive. So you moved into your new space over the past couple of days upstairs.
Movers officially took all of my craft paraphernalia out of our house.
And it is a thing of beauty.
My husband was so happy. He was like, it's been 28 years.
What did he say about your cabinet?
Oh, well, he has been criticizing me for years that I buy furniture to house my yarn. And he asked if all of the yarn furniture was leaving, but it's
the yarn furniture.
The
yarn furniture.
Yeah.
Oh, I did spend a good glorious 5 minutes just gazing upon Kerri's yarn stash yesterday.
It's quite a bit.
You could just, I could just feel my blood pressure lowering, and yes, very, very, very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. So you now have 2 witch kitchens.
I do.
An upstairs and a downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah. So the plan is to dye floss on the lower level and bring the linen operation to the main floor.
Yeah. So that should hopefully
a little more predictable.
Hopefully
yeah,
provide a little more predictable.
Yeah.
We are in southwestern Ontario. I know lots of people have weather issues, but we seem to run the gamut with humidity, cold,
ice storms to unbearable humidity.
Yeah, and so it does affect your recipes.
Yeah. And yeah, on that note, just on how much it does affect your body. I was away last week. We were in Tadoussac and La Malbaie in Quebec on the north shore of St. Lawrence. It was glorious. They were already well into fall weather, so very low 20s, zero humidity, and a cold wind off of the river, of course. And we were driving home on Saturday. We got just past Quebec City, and I started getting a migraine. It's like, what is going on? And as soon as we hit Montreal, the sky was black. And my headache just went away yesterday. So I had it for 6 days, and it was just coming back into the humidity.
Wow.
And my head just went,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. The humidity is really, it's exhausting.
It is
it's
exhausting.
Very, very wearing. And we're just headed into another period of it.
Yeah.
We're back in the, 30-degree temperatures. We had fake fall for a couple of days.
Fake fall.
Fake fall.
I missed fake fall, actually.
Yeah, you missed fake fall. Yeah, and now we are right back into summer for, I don't know, another 4 or 5 days.
Well, they said to expect these temperatures right into October. Yeah. It's just, but at least it's cooling off at night, and that's the respite,
we don't have more heat warnings, heat domes, etc. But the humidity is just really,
it's relentless.
I can't wear my rings.
No.
Everything is swollen because it's just so. Yeah. Anyway, it's enough about that. We actually do have some crafting goodness to share with you today.
We do too.
I have a fair number of other people's.
There is a lot of stuff here.
There is a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
Now, I did share this last week on my Flosstube video, but I'm going to just share it one more time because I have an FFO now.
It's so good.
I have my FFO, and I'm so thrilled with how this turned out. I wanted to share it again on this Flosstube. So this is Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery Summer Garden at Cranberry Manor. I used a 28 count Roxy Floss Co biscuit with Hannah, Flossboss Hannah did a floss conversion for it. And I'm looking at the linen, and it's a lighter-y dye lot of biscuit. Yeah. It's a little darker than speculoos, so it would look good on anything kind of cookie-ish.
Love the graphic nature.
Right?
Just the boldness of those stitches on the lighter linen.
So I love when they're stretched and pretty and everything is straight and neat and tidy. So I will be bringing this with me to Stitch North, which is at the end of October. And yeah, I'm super pleased with that. So it looks like we are going to be able to have, for the first time, because we haven't been able to offer it up until now, we're going to be able to have a brag table area at Stitch North.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Because Evertote is going to be the only larger shop inside the ballroom.
Right.
And we're going to, there's slightly fewer people coming to October's retreat, so we can remove 1 or 2 of the tables from our shop area.
Yeah.
So we can have a slightly bigger area for Evertote, and then in the other area where our large vendors are in the spring is where we're going to set up a brag table area. So I'm excited about that. It's not a huge space, but it's big enough that it's the first time we're trying it, because we just haven't had the space up until now. So, and many people who attend have been asking for it, because it's inspiring, right? It's really nice to see other people's work. So we'll have some Evertote shop models there as well.
I love when Barb brings her big full coverage.
Yes.
I can't remember. It's the same artist that Shiloh did.
Yeah, Asmermanov.
Yeah, that's the one. That's it.
Something like
Bingo.
that. Something like that. Asimov. Help me out, Shiloh.
Sounds like the right letters, probably in the wrong order.
Yeah. So it is Sampler September, and I had 2 new starts. One of them I did start in August, but I really only had 10 stitches in it, which was Jacob's Frauke Siemens Boss.
Right.
This sampler here, which I actually kind of pestered Jacob into releasing this one because I just loved it so much, and so he humored me. And he did an absolutely amazing job. So I'm actually going to save talking more about this in depth to the Sampler September video that I'm going to put out tomorrow on my other channel, which is Off the Grid Needle Arts, because I'm trying to do a weekly video throughout the month. talking about our stitch along as well as a few other things. So I'm going to share my progress and more information about this sampler and some other modern folk embroidery pieces tomorrow as well, including the floss and all that good stuff. So sampler September. We have 2 samplers going on. We have our September's Return. These were designed by our friend Ellen, Maximum Cross Stitch.
Lovely.
Yeah. So this is our first project, which is an original sampler from Ellen. And then we have the, she also did a reproduction sampler. This is Agnes Kerr. And full of eyelets. It's lousy with eyelets. But she does, and specialty stitches, but she does also offer a cross stitch only version, and they are both found in the same chart. Now I should, while I'm talking about Agnes Kerr, there is an errata for it. There's a simple, something to do with the back stitching. I can't quite remember what it is, but there is an errata. We had a couple people email us. When we sent out the first wave of full kits, we didn't know about it. And so it happened subsequently. So when we found out about it, we started including the errata in with the chart. But of course, people who received it before that wouldn't have had it. So you can always email us, Caroline@evertote.ca, or admin@evertote.ca, which is going to get you to Leah, or info@evertote.ca, which will get you to Robert or Julie downstairs. And we can all, any of us can help you out.
And
So
poor Ellen with her errata. She beats herself up so bad.
I know, and you know,
it's just unnecessary.
We all know, right? Usually there's some kind of small spelling error or somebody missed it. I mean, it's
the nature of it.
It
You look
is
at
the
something
nature of something
so much, so often, you start seeing what your brain wants you to see, right?
Yeah, these things are easy to miss.
Yeah.
So there is an errata. If you need it, feel free to reach out. It might also just be published on Ellen's website, which is www.maximumcrossstitch.com. So we carry the paper charts, and you can find PDFs over on Ellen's website. There also is matching yarn that we had with the collaboration from Timber Yarns, and I'll get into my socks in a few minutes. Because I did bring the piece that I'm working on, which is September's Return. No, last year's was September's Revenge. This year is September's Return. Now,
I don't know how I have that information in my brain, by the way, but it's there, so let's use it.
So, there's my progress.
Nice, nice.
Yes, but I would have had twice this much done, but I made some very massive
catastrophic
errors 3 times in a row.
Oh no.
Yeah. 3 times in a row. And if this wasn't the piece that I'm trying to do a stitch along for the month of September, I can tell you that it would have been balled up and put in the corner and given what for, because I was not a happy camper. But I really love this piece, and I want to be a good leader by example. So I ripped out all of my mistakes and I corrected everything, and I'm kind of right back to where I started.
It's way too early in the game to start fudging.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you can't, like, these fields are so, like, everything was planted properly. So I had to rip it all out and redo it. And so funny story. So there's a member, she's got a YouTube. Her name is Lee, and her YouTube channel is Sticks and String. I'm pretty sure it's Sticks and String, and she's a ton of fun. I will make sure that her channel name is correct, and I'll put it up on the screen here in case I've got it wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Sticks and String. Her name is Lee. She's also a member of our Friday Off the Grid Facebook group, and you know, we're a pretty informal group. It used to be a lot more active when I was doing Stitch With Me videos on Friday nights. And, you know, we'd kind of have the plan of partying in our pajamas remotely, everybody together for 6 hours on Friday night, and, you know, stitching, sharing progress and things like that. And it's still it's a lovely group. And every week I have full intentions of being more active. And anyways, I digress. So Lee started, I mean, she has been going gangbusters on this piece. And her progress is astonishing, but she posted and she said, you know, these fields, because she started, she did the outline and she did all the outlines and she did the alphabets and the birds and the houses and everything. Yeah. And then she started in the fields and she said, yeah, the fields are really slowing me down. And they are stitch intensive. And what's also funny is that a lot of people say, oh, what specialty stitches are those? Because the fields
They look specialty
but they're not.
No.
It's all just cross stitch.
Yeah.
There are no specialty stitches in there. It's entirely done by design and it's all just full cross. Super, super fun. So Lee posts this photo a couple days ago on the Facebook group and she's on this field here and all she has stitched are the caps to the acorns. And they look like poop emojis.
Oh, let me see.
So it looks like an entire field of poop. So she said, she called it her fertilizer field. And literally, once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. And it is the funniest thing. And so now it is known as the poop field.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so there you go. It's quite funny. So she needs to do that. I just have to turn my my dingle off there. Sorry about that. Yeah, anyways, her progress is amazing. And you know, it's a fantastic piece. So yeah. I will persevere, but am I going to finish it by the end of September? I think that I'm going to take the, you know, relaxed approach here that because my socks, I'm going to be knitting them well into October for Socktober. So, you know, there's no rush, right? There's no rush. There's no rules and it's not going anywhere and we all make mistakes. So I'm not putting it away. I'm going to keep working on it and keep at it. So yeah, anyways. I have a ways to go before I hit the fertilizer field.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. What have you been working on?
Well, it's been a pretty dry month of September, actually. So being away the first week.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a bit of a story. I'm very envious of everybody who can just stitch without
magnification
eye assistance.
Oh.
So I thought, you know what, I could stitch in the car. It's like, ooh, I could stitch in the car, but how can I execute this? So I got 14 count,
okay,
Ada, and DMC, and I picked out what I thought was a little chart, but on 14 counts, not so little.
Yeah.
And so I stitched on the way to Montreal the first
night
of our vacation, and you can't really tell. I don't even want to show this.
Look at what you did. That's great.
So, it's a little pot of plants, and that's just one of the leaves.
And you stitched in the car.
I stitched in the car.
You know what? That's really neat and tidy, actually.
It's not bad.
Your tension is great.
I was just in a hoop, obviously, you can tell. And now...
Look at how tiny that is.
This resides in my handbag, so I can actually stitch
Kerri, that's great.
In the wild without magnification on 14 count.
I love that you just used like a random undyed virgin piece of 14 count.
It's not even
when
washed.
You have yards and yards of,
I know.
You know.
Not even serged. I might even bust out the masking
tape
for old school.
You were like grab, do.
Yeah.
You were all in. I love it. I like your enthusiasm. So it was really good. No, it's really good.
I should get you maybe the little picture.
Do you know what DMC number that is? I like that green. It's a good green.
Yeah.
Nice and bright.
No, I don't. I do not.
Okay. That is really long.
Well, because I was doing the double method.
Oh, yeah.
Loop start method.
Yeah. Smart.
And I've even woven in my ends.
Wow.
It's like, how am I going to deal with this when I'm basically stitching in hand?
That's great. So you're going to keep that all in your little pouch, and then you've got
I
stitching.
got my little, somebody gifted this to
I
us
like
somewhere.
my stitching addiction.
I think this was from Big Stitch.
True enough.
Somebody
oh, that's really fun.
Yeah, so that's enjoyable.
Stitching in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never been able to stitch. I can knit in the car, but I can't stitch in the car. I just can't see well enough.
Well, even knitting, I mean, I can stitch at night. I don't need to look at my stuff. But even the stitching, it was good when we were going because the sun was on the passenger side of the car.
So you had good light.
Great lighting.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the sun started being behind us, I had to put it away.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
it
that's
worked
fun.
out really well.
Really fun.
Yeah.
I had the other new start. So I guess I had 3. So one of them was Frauke, but I technically started Frauke in August. And then do you want to see this? I'm going to show you this.
I love this.
Okay, this was a gift for me. This was Happy Mail.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack.
No,
your
that's
conversation.
okay. That's all right. Squirrel.
Yeah.
This was a gift from Desiree, and I showed it on the other one, but
Okay.
it's so pretty. It deserved another showing. This was a birthday gift to me from our friend Desiree.
Oh,
Look at that!
that's brilliant.
Isn't that amazing?
I
Let's
love
get that
it.
glare off there. Isn't that fabulous?
That is
So
amazing.
this is a design. It's an amazing design, and I've had my eye on this chart for ages by Erin Elizabeth, who's a Canadian designer. And apparently, I have to check out Erin's designs because I want to stitch a Biscore new for the next Canada swaps.
Yeah.
And you need to choose a Canadian designer, and apparently she's got a Biscore new pattern.
Okay.
So I have to go and check it out.
I just did her baking tier
Yeah.
for Bridget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Desiree, oh come on, camera.
Sorry, it's my.
I got a no. It's the light. Got a lot of reflection there. Look at that. I love it. So
it's really amazing.
it's going to eventually. It'll live. I was going to put it up there
okay
in that corner.
Yeah.
Beside Ellen's no whistling chart.
Yeah.
I don't want any whistling. No
No
whistling.
whistling.
allowed.
It's a no whistle zone.
Yeah. Oh, and this is totally random. Totally random. Yeah. Because I'm looking at Moonshine Cabin.
Yeah.
I had a customer purchase 20 count Night Owl Ada and the floss pack for that.
Yeah.
I have some, Kerri dyed some, I'm sorry, but kick-ass 20 count Night Owl Ada.
When?
So,
Oh,
when? The
When did
last
that happen?
time you dyed
Okay.
20 count Night
Cool.
Owl.
I love this.
It is fantastic. So if you're looking to stitch that, you're an Ada stitcher and you love 20 count, or you don't like stitching on black linen, I've got probably three yards left of that 20
Nice.
count Night Owl, and it's fantastic. Mine's on a 36 count Night Owl linen, but yeah, totally random, but I saw it and it reminded me because I was cutting it yesterday, and it's really nice.
That was like it's
Too
such
many
a
good
pleasant
things.
surprise because the
Right?
label on the I love this label.
Yeah.
But
You thought it
that
was-
imagery doesn't reflect what's on the
So
public side.
Desiree left me a lovely tag on the back.
Yeah. Which
And
I
so-
love.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
then-
not in
and
keeping
then
with the public
boom.
side. And it was like, woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay. So because we were just talking, oh yeah, I was going to tell you what else I started. I started Sarah Watson from Christina Raffle of Whilst Iris Naps.
Yeah.
And
Oh, look at you.
I know. Now, since I shared it last week, I've literally only put one more length of floss in. I did some more of the border here.
Nice.
So next I'm going to finish that border. I'm going to stitch Sarah Watson's name here.
Yeah.
And then I can't wait to get into the motifs all over the place. I'll put in a photo of Christina's full sampler here. It's not that big. This is like, it'll fit in this 11 by 17 Q-snap. I have a thing about Q-snaps. If I'm going to use them, the full design has to fit in the interior.
Yeah.
So it'll
Oh,
fit.
side note.
What?
Guess who's stitching in the ditch on a Q-snap now?
You?
Yeah.
Because of me?
Mm,
Oh.
well,
Can I
ultimately,
take
yes.
credit for it?
Ultimately, yes,
Okay.
because when I get over to that far right side,
Mhm.
I start getting wicked hand cramps.
Oh,
And
yes,
I'm thinking,
yes, yes.
How can I make this better? It's like, I'm going to try stitching in the ditch like Caroline. And it was like,
Yeah.
hand cramps gone.
So I'm going to just have I'm going to insert a little conversation here because you might be wondering, what is stitch in the ditch? Or alternatively, someone will leave me a comment and correct me on calling it stitching in the ditch.
I know it's a quilting term.
It is a quilting term.
Whatever.
And I have been corrected and told that the correct term is stitching in the well. However, I was taught the term stitching in the ditch. I know it's also a quilting term. I know what it means when I stitch in the ditch when I'm quilting. And I also think that, we have terms that go across
Yeah.
everything, right? And you just know what they mean.
Yeah.
We all know what a ditch is.
Yeah.
So, or stitching in the well. So
I like stitching in the well equally.
Both terms are interchangeable.
Yeah.
To my feeling, and you are more than welcome to your opinion if you think I'm wrong, because I have been wrong before in the past, and that's fine.
Why don't we call it stitching in the dill?
Stitching in the dill.
Stitching in the dill.
The farmer in the dill.
Hashtag
stitching in the dill.
You can only get this crap here.
You can.
Please stay tuned.
Not that I don't mind being corrected. I don't mind being corrected, but I don't feel that I was wrong. I don't feel that it's wrong to use that term. Anyways,
I agree.
Okay. What that means, if you've never heard that term before, it just means people will ask, why are you using your Q-snap backwards? Because most people will put their fabric in this way. Mm-hmm. However, I stitch in the ditch like this because when you hold your Q-snap, keeps your fabric clean. You're not actually holding the fabric itself, you're holding the clamps. Also, it is much easier to end your threads on the back because you have a flat surface to slide your needle in underneath. And I've always done it that way, and it's just habit and my preferred way to use a Q-snap. So,
and as I don't weave in my ends, I never thought that I had to do it, but
Yeah.
I tell you, it was a game changer with the hand cramps.
yeah,
So
right? Because you just have so much more room. It's funny how much of a difference it makes.
it's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I use my Q-snap, I literally, the 50% on the right hand side,
Yeah.
that has to be void.
Yeah, because you have to. Yeah.
Yeah, the way I have to twist my
Yeah.
hand, it's just uncomfortable. So doing it that
And
way.
you don't two-handed stitch, do you?
I do two hands.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Your right hand on top or your left hand on top?
Left hand on top.
Yeah. So anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool tip.
Stitching in the dill.
Stitching in the dill. So yeah, I have Hannah's floss conversion, and there are my beautiful Roxy
lovely.
flosses. So I actually had some leftover raspberry puree from my Salentine stitching.
Yeah.
So that's why my raspberry puree is on a different. These were from Suzanne at one of the Stitch Norths.
Yes.
She gave me a beautiful table gift. So I'm using that. And it's my first time outside of last year's holiday countdown that I'm using Fireside,
Oh,
which I love.
it's nice.
I love this color. Yeah, it's a nice pack.
Cool.
So that's Sarah Watson.
When I was packing up my Crofus at home, I had the opportunity of going through all the gifts that people have gifted over the last few years, and I divided them out into boxes. So I've got like needles, wax, like thread and needle related items, and then I've got like floss drops and tags. And so it was really cool going through all these, and I've got such a big box, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like floss tags for
Stitchers
any
are
occasion.
incredibly generous.
Yeah. And it was just so
Incredibly
nice
generous.
to
Yeah.
revisit that.
Yeah.
I just,
It's memories, right?
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't think that they just go into a box never to be seen
Yeah.
again.
No, I love using things like that.
And then I created another box with, I don't know what I'm going to label it. It might be labeled like really kick-ass things that people have made for me. But all the beautiful fabric needle books and Ort containers. And it was just, look at all these treasures.
I
Pin
know.
keeps. And
I know.
so good.
As adults, it feels like a gift to be able to make friends, new friends, all the time with people who share
So true.
the love of what we do, right? Yeah, it's really kind of special. Speaking of friends, I'm going to go back to Ellen. So Ellen came. You caught her a little bit, right? Yeah. So she was here and we had movie night, which was so fun.
Yeah.
So fun. It was the most expensive
pictures.
movie I have ever gone to in my entire life. We only had about 35 people-ish.
Oh, that's amazing, actually.
Yeah, because for a while we only had 6 people.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was still like all in. We were going to do it. It was a Wednesday night, right? And
it was that last week before
the last week before school and whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it was so fun. I'm totally doing it again.
Yeah.
And I also totally don't care if the next one is the second most expensive movie I ever go to, because the atmosphere was so friendly and so fun and happy, and it was just exactly what I needed that I didn't know I needed.
Yeah.
I sat there with a huge grin on my face for most of the night.
Amazing.
Because it was just, you felt like part of something special. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah. If you build it, they will come.
Well, you know, we heard a
doing
couple
it.
knitting needles fall, and everybody would kind of groan and laugh, and, you know, because you knew what it was, right? And I'd look over, and Crafty Kim was working away, stitching with her light, and, you know, I could see what she was working on, and it was like, ooh, what's she doing? And my friends were knitting and stitching behind me, and Lisa, Forest City Stitcher, was there, and she was working on, she's almost done her second sock. She was knitting on her second sock. She's never made socks before. Oh. But she used my tutorial videos to learn how to make socks. And she's there making her second sock. Like, it was just, it was really fun.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds
I loved
good.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't remember her first name, but she was Dawn's friend. And she actually lives in St. Thomas. Jakey's mom.
Oh, yeah.
That's her Instagram handle. I can't remember her first name.
Jake, yeah.
Jake's mom.
Jake, and she's got 2 boys that start with J. It's
Yeah.
Jake and something small. Yeah.
And Dawn ended up not being able to come.
Yeah.
Dawn is one of the Codependent Knitters podcast duo, and she's a good friend of ours. And Dawn was unable to come, and so her friend still came.
I feel really bad that name has dropped out of my head. It might come to me.
We're just going to call you Jake's mom.
Yeah.
You know who you are. We're talking about you. I was really happy to meet you. And I met Marlene Davey for the first time.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, she's been, she comes here for, you know, to pick up orders, but she always sees the people downstairs that I keep missing her. And we finally met at movie night, and she is a riot. She's so fun.
Yeah, I've met her once at the door as well.
She's just so fun. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do a Saturday matinee. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I really, I cannot tell you how fun it was. So I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Stay tuned. So yeah, Ellen was there. She's all right. She's okay, you know, she's a good friend. And so she brought me a couple of models, and we released a chart. So I'll show you that as well. Now this one we released a while ago, and I love this sampler so much, and it is Sampler September, so I think it's apt, it's appropriate that I share these with you. Look at it. Oh yes. So this is Anne Robertson, and this was released, I don't know, 5-6 months ago.
Was it that long ago?
Time is really funny.
Yeah.
It could have been 2 months ago.
Could have been
6 months ago. I don't remember, but I do know that I love this sampler. I've loved this really ever since she bought the original. The colors in it are just glorious. They're so fun. So I finally get to show you the model up close and personal. Look at the birds. And this one. So there's Anne Robertson. So I get to enjoy the model for a few months before I have to give her back.
I love that hose.
Right? The little over one. There's a little over one cat wearing a scarf. Yeah. It's hard to see. Right there. See that? And then those birds, those are over one down there. Yeah. I love it. Love it. The peacocks are fantastic. Oh, and that little person.
Yeah.
I think she said that's me and that's her. I don't know. So there's a little tiny human there, stitched 1 over 1 as well. Just charming. Just charming. Love it. So the big event of the day was Fayant, which was the new release. And I want to stitch this so bad because it's just so beautiful.
Oh, that frame is amazing too.
Wow. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
She is French and she is fabulous.
She looks French.
She is fancy and fantastic. I love that. Like, look at that border.
Yeah.
Look at that border.
The colors.
The colors are amazing.
Yeah.
So this is, she did stitch, design, reproduce and stitch this on Roxy Floss Co porcelain linen with Roxy Floss. And I should tell you, there are two colorways that Ellen came up with for this. The one that she stitched it in is the more muted colorway, and that's available as a floss pack. And then she also charted the back of the sampler, which was a more vibrant color palette. And nice. So we have that floss pack as well. So you can choose to stitch it in the brighter colors or this version, which is the more muted colors.
The gold and the soft blue of the combination of the alphabet, it's so unexpected and I just love it.
I know. So in the letters there, see that? Inside the gold, that soft blue, it's just absolutely beautiful. The font and the border. When she brought, I must have looked at it for 15 minutes.
It's really
so
great.
and I'm going to put in our Instagram photo here that that we took with Ellen when she was here, because she just looks pretty proud. I don't blame her. It's absolutely gorgeous, and the framing job is spectacular.
Yeah, it's really appropriate.
Just beautiful. So she wants this one back.
Wow.
Which means that oh, my kid's calling. Hang on a second. Stand by. Sorry about that. Just had a chat with my son's guidance counselor at school and my son. He's just trying to change some courses around for his high school year. So I'm gonna have to try and recall. I was talking about, we were showing Fayant.
Yep.
We think we talked about it all.
Yeah. It's spectacular.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
This is pretty brilliant as well.
Have you seen this yet?
I feel like I have. I don't know the details.
Okay, so this is a special one. And this is not available for general release yet. But it is available for anyone attending Stitch North at the end of October. Because this is where, this is our special, our special offering for Stitch North fall version.
Context is coming together now
yes.
for me.
Yeah. So this was done by Ellen, Maximum Cross Stitch. She has done a series of houses of Toronto. And the first one is a neighborhood in Toronto called the Annex. And so this is a house from the Annex, 1827. This is the first in a series of charts that are going to be, the series is the Houses of Toronto. So the very first one is from the Annex, and look at this border. Look at that border. Oh, it's so good. But I mean, you don't have to have a special connection to Toronto to want to stitch this fantastic beauty of a house, because if you're like me, I love stitching houses too. And I mean, come on, that border is just glorious. So it is available now for sale for those who are attending the October retreat. We have floss and linen packs and charts ready to go in the shop, and we'll have that there for you to pick up at the October retreat. We will be we will be releasing it for general sale at some point after October. So
nice.
And wait until you see the rest of the, she's got them done. They're done and stitched and framed. They're fantastic. It's a really exciting series because they're just so darn pretty.
And they're named after the neighborhoods?
The different neighborhoods. So she's chosen a representative house from the different well-known neighborhoods of Toronto. Yeah.
So this one's called the Annex?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the neighborhood is known as the Annex.
I should probably have a Cabbage Town
Yeah.
one. And yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'll show you them
Okay.
after. Yeah.
That's
They're
exciting.
so good. They're so good.
Super exciting.
Yeah. I watched her stitch these and it was really fun. Yeah, they're so good.
I like that the house is teal.
Yeah, me
It's
too,
not,
right?
Not your typical red
No,
house.
it's unexpected and I love that. Okay, so that's it for models and stitching that I've done. Have you been working on that?
Well, I worked on it last night. I worked on it for the majority of August, and then again, I was away the first week, didn't bring it with me, and then my eyeballs weren't working for most of this week, but last night I was able to actually focus. So I'm clipping along. I'm at 70%.
Weeds and wildflowers. My birthday stitch along,
Yeah.
and Kerri is way further ahead than I am.
And I think I'm at 70%, so I think I'm just going to finish this out.
And then you're done.
And this will be my
Oh
sample
yeah,
September thing.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I'm really liking it. I would be further along, except I had a catastrophic counting error on one of the wings of the moth, so I had to rip out the whole bloody thing.
I remember that actually.
Yeah. So
40 count, buttercup linen.
Yeah.
Called for
Called for
Roxy
threads.
Floss, Artsy Housewife.
Yeah.
Now, fun fact, I got an email from Karen, who is the Stitching Owl, who also is a fellow London, Ontario resident. And she sent me this email, and the title of it is just, "Did you know?"
Oh,
And
dear.
then the body of the email is, "Did you know that the moth in your birthday chart has 2,000 stitches? ...
That sounds about right.
Karen."
Yeah, it's some pretty full coverage business going on there.
I thought it was quite funny. And then I wrote back and I said, yeah, I knew it was not small.
No.
And she said that she had finished stitching it when she was having a Zoom crafty call with a friend in Texas, and she
nice.
enjoyed the stitching of it very much. So it's just so pretty.
Yeah.
I
And
love
really
it.
that flower is no joke either.
No,
she's
no.
a biggie.
Yeah, I'm working on the leaves under the flower.
Yeah. Yeah, I just started those last night.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it. So a couple of days ago, I started to notice that quite a few people were purchasing a specific chart.
Oh.
Which is Jacob, Modern Folk Embroidery, put a bird on it.
Oh, yes.
And I thought, what is going on? who somebody's doing something with this chart. And sure enough, a couple days ago, I got an email from Shelia of the Sunshine Stitchers.
God, I love them.
They are
Hilarious.
just a hoot.
Yeah.
So
I'm certain.
I caught up with.
Can anybody hear that?
I could hear it. It sounded like thunder. It was your stomach.
My tummy's hungry.
Either that or one of the cement rollers outside. So I caught up with their latest video last night and this morning because it's an hour and a half, really fun video. I so enjoy them. Their friendship is so fun, and they have fun with themselves, and I love listening to them. So EJ has been hosting a stitch along called the Baker's Dozen. Oh my gosh, what is the name of it? Bake Me a Quaker. That's it.
Okay.
So the hashtag is Bake Me a Quaker. And it's a 13-month Baker's Dozen stitch along. And they've been working on a Rosewood Manor Quaker design divided into 12 segments, doing one segment a month and then using the 13th month as a catch-up, finish-up month.
Okay.
So that in a year they will have a finished piece together. Really doable, really manageable. So I guess they were just doing a Zoom chat recently, and we're talking about, what was our next piece going to be, and it was Jerica of Daylight Stitching. Is it Daybreak Stitching?
Yeah.
On YouTube and Instagram, and we met Jerica at Jacob Palooza. and she as well is a joy. So check out her channel. But it was her idea. She said she's the one who suggested this chart, and EJ said, yeah, I've been looking at that chart too. So yada, yada, yada. This is going to be their new, EJ's new 12-month, 13-month stitch along. It is tentatively going to start on December 15th, but please go and watch the Sunshine Stitcher's latest episode for full details. I have offered for EJ to do a giveaway related to this stitch along, probably a fully kitted up Jacob something.
Nice.
But that's going to be up to EJ how she wants to run that giveaway and how she wants to do it. But we will provide the prize and we will ship it out. So I hope that you'll join us. I am fully intending I'm going to join this SAL. So I wanted to talk about it a little bit, just in case we have people watching this who were watching them and decided that you wanted to join in as well. Because Jacob did things a little bit different here. And so he's really good at digital cover models. This is a digital cover model. This is not actually a stitched version. So I'll get emails all the time. Oh, I want to use the linen that Jacob used. It's like, well, it's not actually an actual linen. So he does pretty close, accurate as he can get them, depictions, color depictions of the called for flosses. But the called for floss for this chart is monochromatic. It's a monochromatic design. So it is charted as a monochromatic design. However, because the cover shows 5 colors and stitchers love the color palette, Hannah came up with a floss pack that is similar to what you see on the photo. So we have Blue in the Face, Gwyneth, Asparagus, Brunette, and Tart.
Nice.
Okay, so these are the 5 colors that resemble a palette. Now the asparagus is probably a little brighter.
I was just going to say she pumped up the saturation a little bit, but I think it's brilliant.
She bumped it up a little bit, but she also tried to put together a palette of flosses that really looked good together.
Yeah.
So all 5 of those colors are going to give you something pretty special.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Yeah. Now, here's the tricky bit. Floss quantities. If you're stitching this 1/2, you need 4 skeins worth of Roxy Floss. Okay, so here's the other thing that's a little confusing. I know, I'm getting into a couple things here. So, Jacob's charts, okay, they include DMC skeins, how many DMC skeins you'll need, and how many 8-yard skeins you'd need. Kerri's floss, they are 8-yard skeins. DMC is 8 meters. You're getting, DMC has 8 meters, which is 7, it's slightly more than 8 yards.
It's 8.7 yards. 8 meters is 8.7 yards.
8.7 yards, whereas Roxy Floss is 8 yards. Okay, so that's why you'll need 7.6 hanks of DMC and 8.3 hanks of 8 meter, 8 yard.
Yeah.
8 yard.
8 yards, yeah.
Right, okay, so that's why there's that little bit of a difference there, okay? It's the yards versus meters debate. So that's the first thing.
Not really debate, just math.
Right, it's not a debate, it's math. It's imperial versus metric. Yeah. And here in Canada,
we do both.
We do both all the time. It depends on what you're talking about. So if you are stitching this 1 strand of floss over 2, you need 4 skeins worth of floss. If you're stitching 2 over 2, you need 8 skeins worth of floss. But there's only 5 colors. So if you only buy 1 of each and you're stitching 2 over 2, you're not going to have enough floss. But if you double everything, you'll have too much floss.
So it sounds like a decision is going to have to be made.
So you need to make the decision, because I can't make the decision for you which color you like better. But I kitted this up for myself, and if I was stitching, and I probably will stitch this 1/2, 5 skeins, one of each color will be enough, right? If you were stitching 2/2, you're gonna have more than 8, but if you want to stitch it like the cover model, I would recommend an extra skein of blue in the face, because those dark blue medallion, it's in this one, and it's this one as well. So you've got 3 motifs that use that color, okay? Gwyneth, you're probably gonna need a second skein of Gwyneth, because that's gonna be your lighter blue here, 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 and here, and there. It's quite a few. 2/2 can really eat up the floss, especially on 28 count or 32 count. The other one is the green, the asparagus. So you've got all of these kind of lighter green motifs here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's a fair bit. You're not going to use all of the 2 skeins, but you're definitely probably going to use more than 1. The brunette, the dark brown, is going to be your letters. Now your other option is to use your leftover brunette and stitch one of the other motifs, right? Or just choose a couple of the other colors and, you know, double up, change the color of that motif. Or pick another color of floss from your stash and add it in. So pick something that you like that goes with this color palette and add it in. So if I were stitching this 2/2 and I wanted it to look like the cover, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I've actually got 9 skeins of floss, even though technically it would only take 8 worth.
And you don't think you'd need a second
brunette
card of asparagus?
I have 2.
Oh, do you? Okay, I'm sorry.
I thought I said 2.
I fell asleep at the wheel there, sorry.
Was I talking too much for you? Clearly. Was I droning on?
Oh, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Just that circus music started going in my head, so.
Caroline was droning on again. Fine. Goodness. Whatever. I did say it.
All right.
2 skeins of asparagus, 2 skeins of Gwyneth, 2 skeins of blue in the face, 2 skeins of tart, and 1 skein of brunette.
Okay, got it.
Done.
I was there for the Reader's Digest version. I tuned back in.
The Coles notes. The Coles notes at the end. Oh, I know. I do drone. I'm sorry.
That's a me problem. That's an attention deficit problem.
Did you see what I posted the other day on Instagram? Because this literally is also me when it's somebody trying to explain rules to a card game that I've never played before. And it's the Swedish chef doing the, it's like, you know, in the kitchen.
100% concur.
I cannot. That's why I still to this day cannot play euchre.
Same here.
No, I can't do it because I literally
far too many rules.
Tune right out.
Yeah.
Just tune right out.
No, I don't play card games, period, because I can't remember anything.
They stink.
Yeah.
I can play Go Fish.
Yeah.
And Uno.
Uno. Okay.
That's it. Go Fish and Uno.
Yeah.
That's it.
Far too many rules.
Yeah. No, thank you. So, anyway. I have a special treat for you today.
Nice.
I have a little video done by Hannah. Because we actually, we did a fairly big shop update yesterday. Normally I'd separate and do 2 videos and we'd do a separate shop video update. However, Hannah did all the work for this shop update and she knows the stuff really intimately because she did all of the listings. And she offered, she loves making videos and she's pretty good at it because she's the one who does a lot of the conversions, takes the pictures, etc. So I have a video from Hannah that I'm going to insert here. It's going to tell you all about. We've got all new Artsy Housewife charts. They're all loaded in. We've got new mini hanks, one-of-a-kind mini hanks that have been put in. New bags, Halloween bags. We've got an amazing, like, it was amazing. There's one in particular, I can't even. It's an Artsy Housewife chart with a crow, and the colors in it were spot on with a Halloween pumpkin fabric that we had. Amazing. So we've done a combo, chart bag floss combo, kind of like a we did a collaboration with Gigi that she didn't know about.
Surprise.
Surprise, Gigi, because it was so utterly perfect.
Yeah.
So we're not actually listing the chart by itself because we're just going to sell them with the bags first, and then later on we'll split them out. So good. So I'm going to put that video in here, and then Kerri and I will just pop back in at the end to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Friends, it's Hannah here. I have come to interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to show you some new stuff that we have in the shop. So first I'm going to actually show you some one-of-a-kind mini hanks that I have added to the shop. We have 4 colors. There's only 3 of each, so if you like them, you want to nab them up real quick because there won't be any more. So the first color we have is this lovely sort of light medium blue. It's got some lovely variegation to it. I'm just going to rotate it so you can see all of the different variegation in it. And this color is called April Showers. Like I said, we only have 3 of them. It's a one of a kind. So if you like light to medium variegated blues, this is the floss for you. Next, I have this lovely sort of lighter version. Same kind of tone, but it's lighter, it's icier. It's a little bit less variegated. The variegation in it is super, super subtle. It's really, really a lovely sort of pale gray blue. And this one is called Morning Mood. Next, we have, surprise, it's a darker one. So this is another sort of gray blue tone, super variegated, but a darker version. I absolutely love the variegation in this one. I really hope somebody buys this and then stitches like a massive monochromatic with it, because this is so beautiful. And this one is called Midnight Storm. And then sort of the odd one out, which is kind of fun, we have a nice pink. This is sort of a medium to darkish pink. Also has some really, really nice variegation in it. That's a perfect angle. Yeah, the variegation in this is really lovely. And this one is called Rosette. So yep, only 3 of each available. Get them while you can. They're just absolutely gorgeous. And now I'm going to show you some other stuff. Actually, on the topic of mini hanks, for anybody who has been waiting for us to restock either our Great Lakes or our Antique Wedding mini hanks, we now have restocked both of those colors, which is great. And we have, this is a standard color, so it is repeatable, but it's never been available in mini hank form before. So we now also have Colonel Mustard available as mini hanks. I'm very excited about this. I love Colonel Mustard. It's a great color. So yeah, all of these are available now on the website, ready to go. Now I'm going to show you our Halloween bags, which I'm super excited about. These are probably some of my most favorite bags we've ever done, ever. Like, they are so, so sweet. So the first one we have is this pumpkin. I'm just gonna scoot back. So it's got this cool patterned pumpkin print on the top. But then if you look closely, there's this really cute cats and pumpkins print as the accent, as well as the notions. So, so cute. And this bag, this is a medium flat. It's also available in a large flat. Super, super sweet. For anyone who doesn't know me super well, I am like a super, super huge cat person. I love cats. So when this fabric came in, I'm sure you can understand why I was super, super pumped about this. This fabric is so cute and it's so beautiful. It's got these really, really nice black cats in all sorts of different poses, and they're so cute. And then we have these beautiful decorative leaves. And then the fabric, it's actually really cool. It kind of has, the background kind of has some modeling to it, kind of like a batik, but I don't know if it's a real batik or if it's just an effect. but it really is just absolutely beautiful. This bag, this one's a wedge tote here, but we also have it in a medium flat. So cute. Or to maximize the cuteness, you can also get a large flat. This one, I had a really fun time naming it. I called it Cats Out of the Bag. Though I guess the cats are actually on the bag, which is still out of the bag, but just on. I hope you enjoyed the pun. I love puns as well. Oh, so cute. Last we have kind of an unusual color palette for October. It's kind of unusual for fall. It's really definitely unusual for Halloween, but it's really, this fabric is so beautiful. We have this lovely pastel pumpkin patch design. It's got these beautiful subtle pinks and greens and oranges. We've got other little fruits. There's melons and gourds and all sorts of little beautiful things. Seeds, flowers, leaves. Yeah, this fabric is so, so pretty. So if you're not big on traditional Halloween or fall colors and you like a spring color, but you want something a little fall themed, this is a really great option. This bag is available. This is a medium flat here. And then we also have a medium wedge tote. Super sweet. So to top it all off, we also have 6 new Artsy Housewife charts that have been added to the shop. They're all ones I'm super, super excited about. They were Gigi's recent market releases, 6 of the 7 of her releases. Super, super excited about them. There's one in particular though, I can't wait to show you because it's like meant to be. So we remember this bag, right? Well, somehow all of the fates aligned and Gigi released this. It's like they were meant to go together, this bag and this chart. As soon as I saw this, I was like, we have to kit it up with these bags because they need to go together. So this chart is available on its own or with a floss pack, but we have also listed full kits with this bag. I'll give you a closer look at the chart. It's a sweet little crow with lots of different patterns. I really love this tree. It's really unique, really lovely. It's called Blue Moon. I have done a floss conversion for this chart. I've done floss conversions for all of these charts. So there's the floss for the Blue Moon. I got to use a couple of my faves. I really love these 2 oranges. So the lighter one is called Under the Wire and the darker one is called Rest in Time. So these are actually lighter and darker shades of our butter chicken floss, which we've had for quite a while and is one of our more popular oranges. I just think it's so nice to sort of have variants of shade and for standard tones, and these are just perfect for this chart. We have a recommended linen for this as well, so I've recommended Panettone with it. So this is a piece of 28 count Panettone, and that's the floss on the Panettone. Very, very pretty. Very excited about this one. I know one that Caroline is very excited about of the Artsy Housewives that we've put up is the lake house. As soon as I started pulling the conversions for these, she was like, I want to start the lake house now. Unfortunately, she had to wait until I was done taking all the pictures and doing this video. So yeah, this lake house is so lovely, and it's got a really cool palette actually. It's a little bit different, which I really like. So that's the palette there. And I love how she combined these sort of like dark, moody tones and then have all of these beautiful light tones as well. It's a really like well-balanced palette and something very unique, which I really quite like. I got to use some colors that I really love that don't come up very often. Like this is Little Green, which is named after a Joni Mitchell song if you're a Joni Mitchell fan. And I've got, this is Atlantic, another one I really like. Pinky Promise, another color I really love. I actually really like all of these. Got Oink, which I always find very amusing to just have a floss called Oink. The recommended linen for this one is Speculoos. So this is a piece of 36 count Speculoos. Oh, it's gonna look so good on this. Very, very excited. This is one that I'm planning to personally stitch when I finish my current Artsy Housewife project. At Stitch North in the spring, I started Artsy Housewife's Mellow Yellow. I admittedly don't have a lot of time for stitching, so I haven't gotten very far with it, but I always have a lot of fun when I do get to stitch it. And so I'm really excited to stitch this because it's kind of like a matching piece. And I love when things match. So this is the Arizona Sunset. It's got a cactus. So like the Mellow Yellow border has this kind of pattern in it, as well as sort of the general shape and design and structure of this is very similar. I'm stitching my Mellow Yellow on a pink fabric, and I actually think I have enough left over of it that I might just stitch this in the pink too. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's not going to be the recommended linen, but look at these flosses. So many beautiful fall colors in this palette. Absolutely gorgeous. Very excited to eventually have the time to stitch this. So my recommended linen for this one is porcelain. So this is a 28 count porcelain, just for reference. These colors are really gonna pop on the porcelain. And this lighter color is completely surrounded by darker stuff, so it's not gonna completely blend in and disappear. Super, super excited for this. I'm gonna say I'm super excited for everything, and that's the truth because I am super excited for everything. It's nice to play with beautiful floss for beautiful designs made by beautiful people. So it's just, yeah, it's layers upon layers of exciting stuff. Another chart that we've brought in is A Drearier Day. I am just gonna tilt this so that you can see what it looks like. Straightened out. I love the little acorns in this. I think it's really, really sweet. The floss for this palette is really so moody, and I love that. I think it really matches the sentiment of A Drearier Day. So there's the chart, and then that's the floss. You'll notice when you start reading the floss lists for these, I used this color here. This is called Mustard Seed. I use this in quite a lot of them. It's just a lovely fall color. It's sort of a brownish, greenish, kind of yellowish color. It's kind of hard to describe. It's a little multi-tonal, but yeah, it was just, ended up being perfect for quite a few of these Artsy Housewife charts. So I included it anywhere where it was applicable. My recommended linen for this one is biscuit. So this is a piece of 28 count biscuit. You'll notice that a lot of these examples are 28 counts, and it's just only because 28 count is at the top of our piles in the linen room downstairs, because we sort everything by count. So yeah, that's the floss on 28 count biscuit. I've still got two more, so lots more excitement. The next one we have is this really cool design. It's called Boom. It's got a really interesting border, and it's also got a really interesting color palette. So you'll notice there's, you know, there's a lot of darker, moodier colors, but then it's got this wonderful pop of bright red that I think is just so fun. And I love these leaves, and I love the creativity of this. I think it's really nice. And so the floss for this I have here. See what I mean? It's, you know, kind of moodier colors, and then it's like, bam. I love it. I think it's so fun. I have recommended dirty porcelain for this. This piece here is a 40 count dirty porcelain. Really, really pretty. I'm very excited to see this one stitched up in this floss. So yeah, if you do stitch this with this floss, send me a photo. I want to see it. And last, but certainly not least, we have October Blooms. I love this. I think it's so pretty. I love all of just the little details in this one. Like this little orange border in this flower, and then like the crawling vines on here, and then if you look really closely, there's like a really pretty, super rich dark blue in here, and it's just, yeah, it's the little things in this one that make it very special. So here's the floss that I have pulled for this. This is a larger floss pack, so I will try to get it all on video. Here we are. Yeah. I love this palette. It's so pretty. I love the contrast of the cool blues and the warm oranges and then the greens. It's just, yeah. I really, really love this palette. And I've actually also recommended dirty porcelain for this one. So this is again a 40 count dirty porcelain. And there is the floss. So all of these charts, the floss packs or the charts with floss, are all actively available on the website right now. Everything is live, ready to go, as well as the bags, the mini hanks, everything I've talked about here. It's live, you can purchase it. As always, if you ever have any custom requests for conversions, you can email me at hannah@evertote.ca, or if you want to contact me for any other reasons, still hannah@evertote.ca. All right, I will now return you to Caroline and Kerri.
So there you have it.
Is the video insert over now?
The video insert is over now.
Okay.
So carry on.
Okay, so when I got back from holidays this week, I found something on my desk, and because my eyes are kind of garbage, I thought it was a digital print. And I thought, oh, that's really cool.
What is
and then
that?
I picked it up and I looked at it and I thought, holy amazeballs, that's full coverage.
Yeah.
So this was gifted to me by Ellen. And is that not glary enough?
That is pretty good. Do you want me to?
Yeah. Those would be almost all of my colors.
Because you keep making new ones.
Yeah. And it's so, like, literally for the first day, I didn't even have any words. I was trying to form words to describe this, and they just weren't coming to me. It's like super graphic, pixelated, full coverage.
Yeah.
What the heck was she thinking of tackling this? And it's cherished.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. And then
I have been watching her work on this for the past year, and she's been so excited to give this to you. It's been so fun. Yeah. Best kept secret ever. I'm terrible. I'm trash at keeping secrets, and I managed to keep this one. Yeah. Isn't it good?
I love it. Yeah. When I moved into my new space yesterday, I went down to collect all my belongings that really are important to me, and One was my pink Himalayan salt, and this was the other. Everything else can burn.
Yeah, it's so good. So when I see this, I'm reminded of all the people who email us and go, do you have a color swatch you could send us?
Yeah.
Of all your colors?
Yeah.
No.
So then this is like the second best thing. And I actually want to do something with this and frame it or something. But first of all, it's the most micro Excel spreadsheet that I've ever seen in my life. Like you can't even read that.
But those are all your colors.
It's like a map for a pot of gold chocolates. And this is going to provide hours of entertainment for me with a magnifying glass to look at this.
I know. A lot of these colors are, you know.
It's just, I still really don't
wonderful.
even have words.
That's wisteria.
Yeah.
I know. It's just magical.
It really is.
Magical. I know. So good. Yeah.
And then I guess the last thing.
She's a good egg, as our Ellen.
She is a good egg. I feel loved.
Yeah.
So my youngest daughter and I have been having date nights, and we'll go out for like wings and Caesars or whatever. But a few weeks ago we went to, I think it's a franchise. It's called Crock-a-Doodle-Doo, which sounds like very preschoolish, but it's, you go and you pick out, I think it's called greenware. It's pottery that has been fired but not glazed.
Right.
So you pick out a piece and then you hand paint it, and then you hand it in. It's all a chalky mess and you don't know how it's going to turn out. And then they actually put a top glaze on it and fire it, and then you go and pick it up. So yesterday I went and picked up our pieces.
So when you say you went to pottery class, it's technically not really like you're not making the pottery.
No, you're just painting.
You get the fun part, though.
Yeah.
You know, I think the rest of it.
I think
love
the rest
pottery.
of it. I think we are
Sorry.
going to do pottery throwing at some point, sometime this winter, but this was just, we were dipping our toes.
I will buy the pottery.
So,
look at that. Look what you made.
So, I'm just going to use it like
Like a
flat
tray?
and put some plants on it.
Cookies or something? Oh, you're going to put plants on
Yeah,
it.
I'll put plants on it.
It's really
So,
pretty.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Yeah. I like your
lots
color
of-
shading. It's like you know
Thank you.
something about color.
It's almost like I did 4 years of art school.
What?
What? Yeah.
No, it's really pretty.
And I want to show you Bridget's as well.
Oh, you brought that too?
Yeah,
I didn't know
they
you
were
brought
packaged
hers.
Isn't
Oh,
that
I
cute?
love it.
It's a pasta
Oh,
bowl.
that's really fun.
And she I was so impressed with her when she
Yeah.
did this blue rim.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
pretty, that is really cool.
Love it.
Aw,
So
that's really nice.
Yeah.
Don't break it.
No, that would be awful.
She'd be mad.
Yeah. So that's what I've been
Huh,
up to.
that's really fun. I love it.
Thanks. So that's it.
That is it.
That's all we got.
That's it. I have more to talk about on my Sampler September video that I will be doing tomorrow. So again, I'm going to show you Frauke. I'm going to talk more about in depth about Frauke, as well as Mama Loves You GB, Hannah Atwater. That is the next sampler on my list that I am going to be starting this month for Sampler September. However, I'm hoping to turn it into a stitch along because other people had mentioned that they wanted to stitch it as well. And in fact, in Michelle's last, was it her last video or the video, actually it might have been the video that she did when Hannah was released, that she suggested how it could work as a stitch along because of each individual motif. There's 24, you could break it up into 24 sections, and if you did 2 a month, you'd have a year-long stitch along.
That'd be great.
So if anyone wants to join me with a Hannah Atwater stitch along, I won't start it quite yet until we work out a few details. And then I actually also thought that I would try to, because I've got the birthday SAL, I've got the Sampler September SAL, Holiday Countdown SAL is going to be starting December 1st. In order to keep this one separate and to keep it actually, like this would be a legit, let's do it, keep on top of it every month, I might start a Facebook group for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm fully committed. I want it done in a year, and I want to break it up, and I want to have each segment done every month.
Yeah, that's great.
So we'll have a Facebook group. We'll just call it. I'll have more details tomorrow. I'll figure it out. I'll make the Facebook group, and I'll have it live tomorrow, and I'll talk about it in my video. It's over on the other channel, Off the Grid Needle Arts.
Nice.
Okay, so that's it.
We're blinking.
We're blinking. Battery's dying. We gotta go.
Bye.
Happy stitching, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.